of cars over fire concerns. One consumer advocacy group says that recall, though, it's not enough. And we have an inside look at what could be the future of grocery shopping. We're going to take you to a place where robots do the shopping for you. And Amazon, they're trying to get more fake products off of its site. We have what they're doing so you don't end up getting tricked.
Good evening. The nation going red in February in honor of American Heart Month. As one woman waits for a new heart, she's sharing her story about fighting to stay alive.
You have to be your own advocate, because if I wasn't my own advocate, I don't think I would have made it this long. I'm positive I probably would have been dead already.
7 years ago, 40-year-old Sophia Turner was told that her chest pain was due to asthma. However, Turner has been a nurse for the last 16 years and followed her gut about what she was feeling. It was after she sought a second opinion where she found the real answer: congestive heart failure, the #1 killer of women, according to the American Heart Association. Despite the diagnosis, Turner is alive and thriving, going to work every day with a giant smile on her face.
If I don't go to work, I'm going to die. You know, I really, truly feel that way. Coming to work, it pushes me to live longer, to see my patients, to be able to talk to my patients and encourage them to keep going. I think that's what helps me, and I know that I'm loved by a lot of people.
Today, Turner is closer to a new heart. She'll be going to Loma Linda for a few months to get an LVAD placed, a device that will keep her left side of her heart pumping while she waits for a heart transplant. Her strength and her positivity motivating others to never stop fighting.
Well, today, the Department of Water Resources had their third snow survey of the year at Phillips Station in the Sierra Nevada, and it was an impressive amount. So during their survey today, they recorded 113 inches of snow. That's actually more than double what was recorded this time last month, which was at 50 inches. And in comparison to what we were seeing this time last year, well, the snow depth was only 13.5 inches. So much more that we were seeing today. And this is all thanks to several atmospheric river events, which brought a good soaking of rain across the county and across the state. There are more tropical storms are on the way next week, which means more snow in the higher elevations in the Sierras and rain for us here in the county. But unfortunately, this does bring up the potential for some localized flooding. I have more details on the next storm systems to hit Kern County coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, this weekend, local 7th and 8th graders from Chipman Junior High will be strutting some robotic moves at the State Robotic Championships. The students have been working for weeks preparing, and they are down to crunch time. This week, the students are working on the final touch of their robot's movements. The competition includes certain meticulous movements and commands the robot must be able to follow. Chipman Robotics coach Dusty Whitman says STEAM programs like these are important for young minds and help them get a head start in future careers in engineering and technology.
Junior high and now elementary school is kind of like their doorway into it. And a lot of universities in California, they will accept students directly into their engineering school if the student has gone through the program.
The state robotics competition is happening this Saturday at the Kern County Fairgrounds. The winning team will go on to compete at the World Robotics Competition in Kentucky in April. Well, today, first responders getting in the classroom to celebrate Dr. Seuss and read to some local kids. This week is National Read Across America, a movement that celebrates the birthday of Dr. Seuss himself. It's also a chance for those in the community to touch young minds through the power of reading. Today, officers from the Bakersfield Police Department, Bakersfield Fire Department, paramedics, and California Highway Patrol visited the students of Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic School. School officials say it's important for local heroes like these to show young minds how reading carries on outside of school and throughout life.
It's so important for role models in our community to be visible in our classrooms and to promote literacy through exciting events like this.
Along with reading books, officers spent time with the students making arts and crafts like Dr. Seuss hats, which we saw just a second ago. Read Across America continues tomorrow. The Fox Theater proud to announce tonight that thanks to the generous donations from the community, they have met their goal. The Fox has been raising money since January to repair their tower sign, and tonight they say they have enough. And even though they say they have plenty of funds to restore the sign, the theater is saying they plan to move forward with the free showing of Back to the Future this weekend. The showing is happening Saturday at 1 p.m. In addition to the film, fans will also be able to see the famous DeLorean time machine parked in front of the theater. The show is free, but the Fox will be accepting donations for future maintenance. Again, that's happening Saturday at the Fox Theater at 1 p.m. For all you plant-based food lovers in town, listen up. This weekend, there's an event just for you. This Saturday, First Amendment Tattoo and Evolution Bakersfield are hosting an all-vegan, plant-based junk food pop-up event. They're serving vegan burgers, hot dogs, loaded fries, and more. It's happening from noon to 7 p.m. at First Amendment Tattoo on 7401 White Lane in Southwest Bakersfield.
500,000 of the nation's Hyundai and Kia cars are being recalled today for problems that can cause engines to catch fire. The cars are many of the Kia Soul SUVs from 2012 to 2016. And they're also recalling the Hyundai Tucson SUVs from 2011 to 2013 and Kia Sportage SUVs from 2011 to 2012. Now, the Now's Jace Larson has been all over reports of engine fires for months now. But as Jace shows us here, one auto watchdog group says more models need to be recalled and the companies aren't doing enough.
This makes you wonder how someone could get out alive.
Get over! Get over!
Reports of Hyundai and Kia cars and SUVs unexpectedly catching on fire.
And then within seconds, I lost my brakes, my steering, my everything. And my car was on fire. The flames, I could see them at this point. They were coming up around me.
Cindy Titus told me she bailed out of her 2013 Kia Sonata with her dog Finley while the car was still moving. Then there's the Kleins, who were inside a more than 1.5 mile long tunnel in the mountains when their 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe burst into flames unexpectedly.
Scared me quite quickly.
Both vehicles are not on the fire recall list. Yesterday, the Center for Auto Safety sent this letter to Congress demanding an investigation into not only fires in other models, but an investigation into why the companies are not issuing recalls.
I don't know if it's the tip of the iceberg or we're halfway down the iceberg, but we're certainly not at the bottom. There are a lot more of these vehicles out there that are continually reporting fire problems when people are just driving down the road.
The Center for Auto Safety says these vehicles should be recalled too. Kia Sorentos and Optimas and Hyundai Santa Fe's and Sonatas from 2011 to 2014. It also says Kia Souls are dangerous if they're from 2010 through 2015. Some of those years are part of the recall just announced, but not all of them. If you're driving an unrecalled car, drive cautiously, the Center for Auto Safety says. I want to make sure it's easy for you to see if your car has been recalled because the fix is free. Just visit this website, autosafety.org, and you can plug in your VIN number. I'm Jace Larson, The Now.
Jace, thank you. And both Hyundai and Kia told us that they make safe cars and they encourage customers to get any recalls fixed as soon as possible. Hyundai points out that it has issued recalls in the last few years when it found problems and calls the Center for Auto Safety irresponsible and says it has ignored the facts. Let's get another check of our lineup, and we have an inside look at what could be the future of grocery shopping. We're going to take you to a place where robots do the shopping for you. or that dog owners end up looking like their pet. Well, new research says their personalities end up matching as well. And then now Annie Taylor's checking this out.
We've all seen funny photos of pet owners who look just like their dogs. It's what I like to call a doppelganger. While some owners might not look like their dogs, their personalities were one and the same.
I'm just kind of a laid-back, fun dude. I don't know. I try to just take it easy every day.
Michael says his 9-year-old golden doodle Jack is the same way.
He's just, I don't know, big lazy guy. He likes to lay around and kind of bounce off the walls when he gets a chance to, but other than that, he's just trying to take it easy.
Michael might be onto something because a new study out by Michigan State University found that it's actually very common for pet owners and their dogs to take on each other's personalities.
If I'm having a rough day, I can tell that he's kind of picking up on that. My girlfriend thinks we're the same person.
What? I know. That's Annie, and she agrees. Her dog Harper are one and the same.
I'm always wanting to know what other people are doing, and I always feel like I have to be involved and go up to other people and say hi, and she does that.
But she says they were compatible from the start.
I feel like she picked us.
Both Annie and Michael love they share similar personality traits with their dogs and feels it brings them closer together. For the Now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right, Annie, thank you. Let's go to the Now news feed. President Trump saying that he wants to end HIV by 2030, but new government data says the amount of people getting infected has stopped going down, and doctors think the opioid epidemic is to blame. Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch on the market again. Its asking price $31 million, which is a bargain compared to the $100 million it was listed at in 2015. It's been renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch, and this Sunday, HBO is airing a documentary accusing Jackson of sexual assault at that ranch. More trouble for a big-name store. We're talking about JCPenney, and it plans to close 15 more locations and 9 home and furniture stores. The company will close at least 30 stores this year because of a downturn in sales. Well, there is a huge gap on a concerning educational trend. Now, $23 billion. That's how much more public school districts with mostly white children get in funding than other non-white districts. Now, that figure is coming from the group EdBuild that promotes education equality. School funding is often tied to taxes, and white communities tend to have more money in smaller districts. Now, on average, they have half as many students as the national average, and non-white districts have about 3 times more children than the national average.
The IRS says taxpayers are receiving refunds that are about the same size as last year's, even with new tax reforms. On average, taxpayers saw about $40 more this year than last year. The new figures take into account refunds given out through the week ending on February 22nd. It's an even bigger jump if you look at week-over-week tax refunds. The latest average refund stands at more than $3,100. Last week's average was a little more than $2,600. That's a 19% jump. All right, well, let's take a live look at downtown Bakersfield right now. Not a bad night, but we know that another storm is brewing right now, Allison.
Yeah, we are tracking the calm before our next system making its way into the county this weekend. But we've had nice and warm temperatures here in Bakersfield with a high of 68 degrees. And you can expect the temperatures in the 60s to continue for at least the next week. Right now here in the county, we are seeing some cloudy skies and still in the low 60s across the valley. 53 up in Lake Isabella right now. 45 in Tehachapi and 42 down in Fraser Park. But as you are waking up tomorrow due to the moist conditions that we still are feeling here in the valley from our last atmospheric river, well, we do have the chance to see some patchy fog in portions of the valley as well as in our mountain communities that will be dissipating by the early morning hours. So just make sure that you are keeping that in mind as you head out to work tomorrow. But we will be seeing those temperatures in the 60s yet again here in Bakersfield as well as in Lake Isabella, mid 50s in Tehachapi tomorrow. Air quality, unfortunately, is going to be back to the moderate range with an AQI of 64. But this storm that we are tracking, another spring-like storm, so that means warm temperatures with the chance to see some thunderstorms across the county beginning in the early morning hours, continuing throughout the afternoon. But just how much rain will we be seeing? Well, because it's been so warm, we do have the potential to see some rain shadowing here in the valley, but the mountains could be seen anywhere from a quarter up to a half, potentially even more rain up in the Kern River Valley. As you can see, temperatures holding on to those 60s as we head into next week when we are tracking our next atmospheric river. The Now Bakersfield will be right back.
How about this for the future of grocery shopping? You place an order online, then a machine grabs dozens of items in just a matter of minutes. It is exactly what one grocery store chain has done in South Florida, and the Now's Chris Welch takes us inside.
This is music to Javier Herran's ears.
I refer to it as the Symphony of Chaos.
It's a well-oiled machine, one that does the grocery shopping for you.
It's basically a giant vending machine.
Except this vending machine can hold over 100,000 items for Sedano's grocery store's new online ordering platform.
This is the first automated micro-fulfillment center in the world.
Instead of an employee walking through a store to manually grab the items for an order, these bins do all the work, traveling through a system of conveyors and elevators, bringing the shelves to the employees.
So we can pick an item in about 3 seconds, whereas if you're shopping on the sales floor, it's 60 to 90 seconds an item.
That efficiency is what sold Herran, Sedano's marketing director.
Well, we can pick here 1,500 items in an hour.
Kurt Avalon is with Takeoff, the tech firm that developed the robotic system.
We can get an order done in 10 minutes or less versus an hour to hour and a half shopping on the sales floor.
Finished orders are taken to an online pickup area in their various stores. Sedano says it's actually adding jobs since the warehouse must be manned. So, is this the future of shopping?
We think so. We really do.
Reporting for the Now in Miami, I'm Chris Welch.
Chris, thank you. Let's start the Now news feed. Federal authorities say a New Jersey medical facility didn't react fast enough to stop the spread of a virus. It's a virus that killed 11 children. The children had weak immune systems. The report says the main doctor didn't even know how many children were sick. Now, the facility does dispute that report. More racial controversy for Virginia's first family. This time it is the First Lady saying sorry for handing out cotton to black children during an event this week. Happened during a tour of the governor's mansion as she talked about the history of farming cotton in Virginia. We'll talk about hangry. Oh boy, Alabama police say these two under arrest after getting into a brawl, and it was all over crab legs. Police say they were waiting for crab legs at a buffet for more than 10 minutes, but when the food came, tempers just started to flare. The man and the woman now facing misdemeanors. But we always hear, read the fine print. But let's be honest, who actually does that? Not many of us. Donna Andrews did. She brought a travel insurance policy to cover a vacation to London. She added some specific coverage. So she was reading over the contract, which was about 6 or 7 pages, and she got to the very bottom, and that's when she noticed something in bold print, which basically said, if you've read this far, you're part of only 1% that actually reads a contract, and you could win $10,000. Now, at first she was skeptical.
But I knew I was dealing with a reputable company. So the other side of my brain really, really wanted to believe it. So once I received the phone call and I was waiting for a second email from them, I went online and totally stalked this company.
Well, the company's for real, Squaremouth, and we've profiled them before for having some unusual business practices like letting employees decide on each other's raises. How about that? Donna got her $10,000 prize, and Squaremouth also donated $10 grand to a literacy charity and $5,000 to each of the schools where she works. Andrew says that she learned the importance of reading entire contracts when she was getting her degree in consumer economics. She also teaches her high school seniors to do the same. Really good lesson. All right, let's get back to our lineup here. And Amazon is trying to get more fake products off of its site. We're going to tell you what they're doing so you don't get tricked. That's when the Now continues. Amazon is trying to take more steps to keep shoppers away from getting fake products. And the Now's Annie Taylor has details on this new crackdown.
Chris, Amazon just started taking these new precautions. The company is letting real brand owners delete listings that advertise their own products. So here's an example. Let's say a luxury purse brand spots a third party selling its purses on Amazon. Well, the luxury purse brand won't need to go through Amazon to take the purses off the site. Instead, the real brand will just remove the listing. It's something shoppers are finding obviously extremely helpful. One man tells us he bought two life jackets on Amazon, but when he finally received them, they turned out to be obvious counterfeits.
They didn't have all of the Coast Guard regulatory tags that come on them, and then even the pre-printed warning that was on them was completely incorrect and not the actual Coast Guard warning.
Yikes. Well, there is some good news here. Justin tells us Amazon completely refunded his money even after the seller wouldn't work with him. Amazon's new program, it's just kicking off, and they're still inviting companies to participate.
All right, Annie, thank you. And take a look at this. This crossing guard is extra special. He was just named America's favorite crossing guard. And you're going to meet him tomorrow on The Now and just see what makes him so unique.
Well, the Kern County Sheriff's Office giving a final salute to one of their own. Check this out.
Thank you for your over 30 years of dedicated service to this department, its employees, and our community. You have served with honor in nearly every facet of this department, and you will truly be missed.
Lieutenant Smallwood was hired by the department back in October of 1985. After 33 years of service, he is finally signing off for the last time in honor of his retirement. On his last day, his coworkers gathered to salute him one last time. Afterward, Smallwood shared a message to his team.
3 years goes by quick, and I've met so many friends here, so many good people. Unfortunately, during that length of time, I've lost some good friends in the line of duty that I'll never forget. I love this place. That's why I stayed for 33 years, because of you people, all the men and women in this organization. We truly are a family.
Tuesday was Smallwood's official last day with the Sheriff's Office, but he will be teaching their police academy until June. And coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, it was an event filled with employers and potential employees. We're going to have a wrap up on everything that happened at the second annual Career Expo in downtown Bakersfield. Again, that's tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. In the meantime, we are taking a look at our temperatures right now. Pretty comfortable, Allison.
Yeah, really not too bad. Stepped outside in just a little sleeveless dress. Not too bad, but you can see those clouds rolling in. Again, that is ahead of a storm that is going to be bringing not only rain chances, but also the chance to see a few thunderstorms. That means we could be seeing some hail as well as lightning. That is going to be throughout the day on Saturday, and we will be continuing to track that.
We're going to need that umbrella hat.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us on The Now. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.